back to DeFi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty, where on this channel, our vision is to empower the impoverished by helping you find financial freedom through crypto assets. If you like the mission, you resonate with the vision, and you find this content useful, please subscribe and leave a comment and a thumbs up. Hey guys, welcome back to DeFi, Degens, Drip, and Farm for Poverty. So reminder, we got the contest going on. All you gotta do is like and comment what like you were, and be entered into a random draw, 3 random winners, 3 random videos into the week, and then I will select those winners at the end of the month. All right, let's jump into it. Here's the update. I was not in the Telegram chat when this happened. This is usually in weird hours for me, but I do always appreciate other YouTubers who record it. So I got this from Drip Guide. He's got a lot of subscribers, been in the game for a while, joined like Drip 1 month after it launched. So I can I listened to his after it was recorded, and I can listen to it at 3x or whatever. So that's great for me. And then I can concise this down for you guys, so you don't have to listen to a Forex ramble on for an hour telling you stuff you already heard. But there were some nuggets, so I'm going to share that with you. And this is also the last post from him. So this was before the voice chat in the Telegram group. And he said, I will never again set a countdown and then not go live when the countdown hits 0. So remember, he did this twice and it didn't work out, which is why I'm being extremely diligent about starting it right now. The migration went perfect. The results are better than we could have imagined once everyone got a chance to see how much more value everyone is getting. Pigs will moon. That's what that's supposed to mean. I know there is anxiety from people who just want to get this started, and I feel it. I understand that everything we are doing now is to ensure perfection, and you should feel confident that our development team has a history of unwavering integrity that we carry through all processes. Know that very shortly we will be live, and it will be perfect. And this will do is take the community's confidence to levels we have yet to reach, because everyone will know that when challenges confront us, we tackle them head on and use them as a stepping stone for major improvements. So join us 5 p.m. Eastern when we go live. So, and I'm going to tease out some things that maybe other people aren't pointing out, and maybe if you don't listen to Forex and you may not understand. And it's kind of in regards to understanding the meaning within things and understand like people's vernacular and words they use, and then that helps you get an idea of their character as well. It's something that I've kind of had to pick up on in the military and in personal training, and try to get to understand people better when you listen to the words they choose to describe themselves. Like, different words will dictate different ways that they gravitate towards in regards to expression. But I'm gonna get to that shortly. First, I want to play this clip to give you guys an idea of where the delay came from, and then we're gonna talk about it. Then we're gonna tease out, like I said, some of these points and verbiages that he used. So let's play this clip real quick, thanks to Drip Guide, so you can get an understanding of what happened, and then we'll break it down.
We gave, or a day ago, we gave access to the DAO so they could see all of their stakes in Piggy Bank and the credit contract and all of these. And people were shocked, right? People were shocked at the value that they're getting in V2. And this caused a dozen people, or even more, in the DAO group to forward and screenshot their stakes in V2 to ask if it was correct. So we didn't want to, before we checked this, we didn't want to make the site live to everybody, even though we automated the whole process. So we knew it was correct. We still wanted to be super diligent and listen to people's requests to confirm whether their stake was correct or not. And when we did, of course, we realized it was correct. Now, the reason why people are getting so much more value and why they were shocked is due to 2 things. I would say most importantly is due to us starting with a much higher seed value. And this is the equivalent to starting with much higher liquidity. So with the Piggy Bank, in order to set the price, we needed to trick the contract into thinking there was liquidity pair there. This sets the price and also determines the price impact of buyers that come in after, because it acts as if there's a liquidity pool there. Now, in V1, we started with a seed amount that was equal to the starting seed amount we did with Drip Guard, which was 20 ETH. And because of this, the initial botter and the few people that bought after him mooned the price like over 5,000x, right, in the first few minutes. And this is why, when we adjusted this to it being 100,000 ETH starting seed, it took orders that would, in V1, pump the price 100x, and now that same order in V2 only moves the price 0.01%. And because of this, people who bought even hours after launch are getting 50x more value, 100x more value, huge, like way more value. And this is because instead of that value going to the botter, it's now going to everybody in the system. And I told everybody beforehand, everybody's going to get substantially more value. People didn't realize how much more value they would get, so they were shocked when they saw it. And I knew it would be substantially more value, but really until you run the numbers and have all the transactions go through, there's no way for me to even have an accurate depiction of what it would be. And even to me, it was exciting, like very exciting to see, because I knew it would be substantially more, but the rate at which people are being credited in V2 is much, much better. And this is because that initial bother pumped the price of truffles 7,000x, 8,000x, somewhere around there. So that means that everybody that bought after him got way less than they should have, which is the whole reason for us doing this V2. And now with that bottom removed and with the higher seed value to make the price impact of users when they deposit fair, virtually everybody in the system is getting multiples more value, way more than even we expected.
All right, so that should give you some feedback. So essentially, just to put a nice bow around it, things were quote unquote done initially. Then he let the DAO get in, and they were supposed to just be looking at the UI. They were supposed to just be ensuring all this worked, yada yada yada, checking for things, clicking buttons, da 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 da. But they all came into the piggy bank and saw that they had more piglets than they thought was logically possible. And the main reason is, like he said, due to liquidity being added. So he started with 20 ETH, which as of right now is going down dramatically. But let's just say it was like 50 grand or 60 grand or so when this launched, maybe a little higher because that was 2 months ago. But now they have added 100 grand, which is, we'll go from 100,000 ETH from 20 ETH. So that takes the starting liquidity pool from like 50K to $2.5 million. So that makes a huge difference. So like he said, so when somebody buys, if they put in a big buy order, let's say you put in a $100,000 buy order and there was only 50K of liquidity before, that puts in a big difference. It can affect the price tremendously. But if there's 2 million, it doesn't swing it nearly as much. So, and in addition to that, remember there's the decay algorithm, just like the garden. So as time progresses, you get more piglets for your money because the price of piglets reduce. So that's why he's saying there's 5,000x to 8,000x or whatever more value, because the people that got in March 5th, March 6th, March 7th, before it paused on March 8th, they're now able to get more pigs for the dollar value they put in. So that is a really good thing. That's awesome to hear. But remember, piglets only determine the number of truffles that you get. So the price of piglets is very similar to the price of plants. So they don't have the value. They're just kind of a placeholder to generate truffles. All right. Next, the big thing I already mentioned, but what he put in the Telegram, and he mentioned it again, he won't start a countdown until it's completely ready. So what we can expect is that there will be another 48-hour countdown, and that he will launch on Thursday. I am believing that this is the last delay, and this is the case. All he has to do is, quote unquote, unpause the contract. At some stage today, today for me, maybe tomorrow morning for you guys, because he said he'll do it in the evening. So right now it is approximately 10 p.m. Eastern, I think, and Forex stays up late. But he said at some time today, this evening, you should see your truffle piggy bank stakes. So maybe by the morning time for some of you guys, you'll wake up and see that, and that will at least give us some hope that we're on the right direction, that this is indeed getting unpaused. And he plans on doing more AMAs leading up to that, because he wants to put the focus back on positivity versus launching with a negative sentiment, which is why the chat is still paused, and he wants to unpause the chat once that piggy bank balance has been credited and everybody can see that. And then he wants YouTubers basically and other people to be like, yo, that's great, look how much piglets I got, and kind of just put some hype around it. So I totally get that. I gotta admit, I was in the sentiment of just, launch the damn thing, let's get it ready. But I do understand Forex has a bigger picture, and that's where I want to highlight some of his vernacular that he uses and understanding him. So he mentioned, it's not in here, he talks about the anxiety, but further on in the interview, he basically says he doesn't care about the sentiment or any people's feelings for the most part. He only cares about perfection. And he used the word perfection. He uses perfect here as well, and he used perfection here as well again. That is a very, very tell sign. He said it multiple times, even in other posts. He uses the word perfect. He wants everything perfect. It must be perfect. It must be perfect. Forex is a perfectionist. He is putting everything he can into all his projects because he believes in leaving a legacy and trying to basically do something better than everyone else. Kind of a competitive atmosphere from him. So type A personality, competitive, perfectionist. Those character traits have they're pros and cons, right? I'm not going to dig into the cons. You can look them up, like the Myers-Briggs test, and learn about that stuff. But understanding who he is and the words he uses will tell you a lot about his character and what he's trying to do. So also what he mentioned is in the other stuff, while Drip was reaching its 1 year anniversary, he mentioned in the AMA with Crypto Black Sheep, I think it was, he didn't even know the 1 year anniversary was coming. And he also mentioned he doesn't check the price of Drip. And then also in this interview, he mentioned that the seed price was 20 ETH versus 100,000 ETH. So what do all those have in common? Not knowing the anniversary of Drip coming up, not being aware of the price of Drip, he doesn't check prices, and using terms like ETH versus dollars. Forex doesn't track price volatility, doesn't care about price. He's only looking at the long-term sustainability of his projects. People in crypto, especially those that are in it for the long haul, they also look at ETH as like a one-to-one. They only care about ETH. They don't care about the price of ETH. They're like, yo, that cost me 2 ETH. That cost me 10 ETH. That cost me 5 ETH. And I know people in the NFT space building out AAA games and stuff like that. They're the same way. When they hire developers, they look at the price of ETH. When you listen to macroeconomics guys like Raoul Paul, he talks about ETH. So it's about moving away from this dollar value, which is a inflated asset that is currently losing its value, hitting a recession, and getting your mindset around something else and denominating things in ETH or Bitcoin. I've heard of that as well, but Bitcoin, it's not traded or used like ETH is. So that is huge, guys. You may not understand that, but being able to look at your portfolio or look at the cost of goods and compare it to something besides dollars shows the future of use case in the crypto market, as well as, again, these people's perspective, like where they're looking at things and how they're going about it. If you listen to Stunner Breezy, he's talked the same thing regarding Drip. He tells people, I only concern myself with this number here, number of Drip available deposits. He's like, am I getting more of this? He doesn't look at this dollar value because his goal as a whale is to accumulate as much of these as possible. And then you hear the same thing from Forex talking about the price of plants, talking about pigs, right? These are telltale signs of people with the wealth mindset. So wealthy people acquire assets. They don't look at the price of the house. They look at how many houses do I have? Because those houses generate income. How many condos or apartment buildings do I have? Not how much did it cost me. Yeah, it cost me $100,000 to buy that apartment building, but I have 5 of them. You know, that's what they look at. They look at accumulating assets. And I can't stress that enough because that is huge. And again, Forex mentions this. He gives you these clues. When you start listening
so much more than that was a shock.
Sorry. When you start listening to him talk and you start reading his words, you'll start to
understand. There's only one person
who,
that didn't get it after the fire. That means,
damn it, who he is as a person and what he's focusing on and the goals of his project long term. So it can help you kind of stave off a little bit of the FUD if you were, about to panic sell or, something like that. Can't give you financial advice, but hopefully I can help you understand the mindset of this developer that you're following. And last but not least is pumpanomics. That's a term I learned about just recently. It's very similar to tokenomics, but essentially it's reference to developers and the Twitter space, social media. Basically, it's how the crypto world and how us as adopters can use social media and YouTubers and influencers to increase the price of tokens. I'm going to see if that's actually a word. Pumpanomics. I just heard it from somebody and it made sense. But I think Forex definitely understands this is an experiment, record, attempt to create the highest value each individual coin because pump total is one. So yeah, basically it's like tokenomics. Like tokenomics is the game theory behind creating something. But this pumpanomics is definitely how Forex plays the game on his tokens and projects. So, like I said, I was in team launch this thing right now. I don't care. And he mentioned in that AMA, he's like, he doesn't care when people want to launch it. He's going to launch it when he's ready, and he wants to launch it and ensure that there is hype behind it. So what did he do? He's creating a 48-hour countdown. He's doing more AMAs, and I gotta admit, I will be like, have some anxiety or be bearish and be upset when things aren't going. But the minute I hear him talk, even though it's literally 90% of the same things he's been saying, I get excited. I get hope. I get positive vibes. I'm like, yo, this is great. Yo, he's actually doing stuff, you know? So it removes some of that stress and anxiety for me personally. I know there's other people that may be still stressed and maybe upset, but just knowing how it affects me, and then knowing what he's trying to do, and knowing other people who may not have even been in these projects and not have that negative sentiment, and he's going out there, he's like, yo, I'm gonna do another AMA, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. He understands how to create hype on projects, and we've seen it in the charts. And then, of course, if it doesn't launch, it goes back down. But the point I'm getting at is this pumpanomics ideology and him putting this 48-hour countdown. I don't like it, but I understand it, and I can separate my emotion from it and see that he, as a developer and the head of this whole project and ecosystem he's building, has a much bigger long-term picture on it. Lastly, one little nugget he dropped as well in that AMA or voice chat was that the collaboration with one of the major DEX, I don't know if that's PancakeSwap or I don't know if that's the Nexus protocol, whoever it is, doesn't matter. Their project launches in 2 weeks. So that's great news, because that's not something Forex has to do. That's something a separate team is in charge of, so we don't have to worry about delays on that. He hasn't gave us an exact date, but whoever these people are, they have their own date, their own team, their own timeline, and all they're doing is utilizing what's already in our ecosystem, the Forex Shark ecosystem, and then they have a marketing campaign and all the stuff that they'll do on their own. So that's great. So that could literally be the relief we're looking for, because it's other people doing things to, help push the drip price and maybe the animal farm or whatever. So hopefully, end of the month, we'll start to see some trend reversal in all of this. I believe the dogs part of the animal farm will still be paused, but I do believe that come Thursday, this will be done, and we'll have the pigs and Piggy Bank. And then something from this major DEX around the end of May, which would be great. And then sometime by the middle of June, I think the dogs will come online. And the good news about the dogs not coming online as well, it sucks on one hand, because yes, I have capital tied up and I want dogs to generate pigs. But that means whatever pigs are in circulation, there will be no more minted pigs. And what I mean by that is, remember, can you see it here? Let's go here, and then we'll take us to the animal farm, the original. Remember, in order to get pigs, you have to either buy them or farm them. And the only way, not the only way, one of the ways, the major ways to farm them is with dogs. You have dogs BSD, dogs BNB. This gives you pigs, right? So these two pools won't be available to get pigs. The only pool that will generate pigs that should be online is the Drip BUSD. That is great for Drip. So this can literally help reduce the sell pressure of Drip, because, again, pigs will be the only asset. There will only be 3% available to trade. All other pigs will be locked in the Piggy Bank and or locked in the Pig Pen, because the new Pig Pen has the 50-day vesting period. And then nobody can, the what do you call this? The dynamic decentralized supply control algorithm cannot mint a bunch of new pigs, because it's going to be based on the buy and sell pressure. So that control algorithm, the only thing that it will basically be looking at is probably a lot of people buying pigs, but only one variable to kind of mint them out, so to speak. So whatever pigs are in circulation that can be bought, that'll cause the price to moon, as Forex said. And then the only way to get more pigs into circulation is by people staking Drip. That is awesome. So that's like for 3-4 weeks, however long it takes to get dogs out, anybody who wants more pigs will either have to pay the price to get the ones that are on the market, or they'll have to get in the Drip BUSD. That is amazing, guys. Like, I can't stress that enough. And it's been overlooked by a lot of people. So I believe this farm will be launched with the Piggy Bank. And I don't believe it's going to be paused with the dogs because it's just a pig farm and it's not dogs at all. And the garden has been going on. So I'm pretty confident that it'll be there. And if it is, and then the dogs is still paused for a good 3 to 4 weeks, that is awesome for drip and for pigs. So can't stress that enough. If you're not in drip, the best place to probably get in would be the drip garden because it has been taking a freaking hit. And this is a great buying opportunity with the drip garden. And then you should see drip start to stabilize, especially the drip BUSD, because anyone else that has drip BUSD can put it here to earn this extremely bullish pig moon price. So not financial advice, of course, but all the cards line up to make that work out. All right, guys, this has been long enough. I always go long-winded, man. I apologize. So I hope it provides some value as always. So until next time, guys, lift daily and achieve your impossible.